The 2019 New Jersey Jackals, third place team, a couple games above 500. Many said it wasn't possible. It wasn't possible to beat the second place team in the semifinals, to win the championship, but the Jackals had other plans in mind. The team was all about team chemistry, working together to accomplish a goal, and the Jackals did just that. They had what it took to be successful, and they brought another championship to New Jersey. Take a look.
The Jackals are 1 out away from winning the Can-Am League titles. Popped them up into right field. Demetrius waits on it. Demetrius makes the catch, and the New Jersey Jackals have won their first ever Can-Am League championship.
I thought we had the right bunch of guys. We had 24 guys at the end of the year. They all got along very well together. I don't think they realized that we were underdogs in the first series and big underdogs in the last series. I knew we were. I don't think they knew they were. And they came out to play. They played as well as they could play, right? The last 9 games we played of the season.
I mean, when I think of 2019, I just think of, the core group of guys that we had throughout the entire year. It really never changed. Guys came in and out, obviously, through a long season. You're going to have injuries. You're going to have guys who, need to get let go or traded or whatever the situation may be. But for the most part, I mean, our core group pretty much stayed together the whole year, and I think that's what kind of separated us. We were just, a bunch of good guys that love baseball, and we just kind of gelled. And I think that's really where the success from 2019 came from.
I think we were a family, and we have each other's back since the beginning. And I think that was the key for us on that year, that we always played together, and we're trying to get better as a team and together, and nobody was trying to compete against your own teammates and all that. And I think that was the biggest key for us, and that we got successful in the playoff and the final, because we were a family and we played together till the end.
And it seemed as if everybody had something new that I can learn from hitters to pitchers to even coaching staff. So that was like the first thing. And then obviously the ultimate, us winning it all, going through from beginning to end, the long days, the tough days, cold days, even the good days, just going through that experience, and that being my first championship ever winning something, that was something I will never forget.
We had really good group. We had a couple young players, but they play hard every time. They working hard in the cage and in the clubhouse, and ask somebody if they know, and that's make him special.
Honestly, I think the team really flowed together as a unit. A lot of times we'd be hanging out, and it's the whole team's there, not just little groups here and there. Like other teams I've been a part of, it's little groups of 3-4 people who like each other, and not as much of team togetherness. And our bus rides were always fun. At 3 a.m. on the way back from Three Rivers, everyone's singing to whatever song that Brooks put on the bus, and it was just a lot of fun, whether we were winning or losing. And I feel like that fun kind of led to a lot of wins.
Yeah, definitely. I have to say, camaraderie. Just the fact that everybody had an integral role, and for the most part, they did their role, and that was fun to be a part of as well.
Before I signed anybody, I tried to talk to them 2 or 3 times to find out what kind of people they are, because I think you can go a long way if you have that chemistry in the clubhouse, 24 guys getting along with each other. 018 proved to me, I thought we had much more talent on the team in 018, but it didn't gel like it should have gelled, and we ended up under 500. It was a very disappointing season with all the talent we had.
Yeah, I think it was chemistry. I think it was a lot of guys on the team had, a chip on their shoulder. They wanted to prove something. They wanted to win. We just had guys that loved winning. And when you get guys that love winning, and that usually means they hate losing. So we're going to do what we can. We got a manager in Brooks Carey that does what he has to do to win. So there was just that aura, that vibe in the clubhouse of just, we want to win. We don't want to lose. We want to be out there to win. And I think that played a major factor.
Chemistry, and then, in my opinion, that desire you know, that will to win, we had that more than ever. You know, obviously when you go into playoff baseball, from just my experiences watching it on all levels of sports, from, you know, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever sport you want to think of, they always say the team that has, you know, that hot streak or that has that momentum going into the playoffs is the team that's very dangerous. A lot of people didn't even have us not only going into the championship, but not only, you know, not winning it, you know. I know a lot of people just talking after the championship, they thought that when we went to Three Rivers, like, we were going to be done, you know. We beat Three Rivers, and then obviously Sussex had the best record in the Can-Am League, you know, hottest team, or one of the hottest teams at the time. Nobody gave us a chance, but I think just us having that will to win, that drive, and from top to bottom, from the first guy to the last guy, everybody wanted to win, everybody had that drive. That's what helped us right there.
I remember when I'm in my house and thinking, wow, we have good team this year. I think we can win the championship. If the pitcher throwing, you know, the starting pitcher 4 or 5 innings, I think we can win the championship, and that happened.
Nearing the end of the season, Isaac was a big part of the team togetherness. I also think kind of when I thought, damn, we might have something special, was near the end of the season. I think Marté was going off at the plate and just hitting home run after home run. And the whole season I knew our pitching staff was solid with the bullpen we had, and the starting rotation could get us enough. I thought if our offense could keep up, we had something really special, and that there was just a week there. I'm not exactly sure what week, but the offense started going off. I'm like, yeah, we can do this.
Well, I think we got fortunate when we got Brendan Butler and Reece Karalus. I signed them on the same day. I was down in Melbourne, Florida. Somebody gave me their 2 names, and you know, probably 15 minutes later, they agreed to come. There were obviously 2 keys in the playoffs and winning the whole thing. Well, you had Marté in the middle of it, and Chirino. Once we got him to Canada, that kind of solidified the whole lineup there, because we missed him for all of the regular season just about. So when Chirino's there, Moore's getting on base and stealing bases. Then you had Conrad Gregor, who was, you talk about an MVP, he could have been an MVP too with Marté.
I mean, those are 2 guys that they just lead by example. You know, those are pros. They get their work in every single day. They show up every single day. If I remember correctly, those are 2 guys in our lineup that didn't miss an inning of the season. They played every single game, every single inning. They were there to work every single day. And when you have that in the locker room day in and day out, that just elevates everybody else, because they want to be, you know, they want to emulate that. They want to, you know, be a pro out there, a legit pro. And those are 2 guys that are like that. And to have them be, you know, the middle of our lineup, 3-4 hitters, you can't beat that, man. You just can't beat that.
Yeah, I remember one time when I'm in Trois-Rivières in Canada, I talking to Chirino, say, hey, if we win that game tonight, I think we win the championship, because look at them, look at my team, look at all the players, they're working hard. And definitely, if we win tonight, we win the championship, and that happened.
Closing out the Trois-Rivières series, when Demetrius made that diving, sliding catch in right field, that ball went up, and I thought there was no chance he was catching it. And then once that happened, you're like, you know, this is going to be a special season. You know, there was just that vibe going around, and I think once that happened, it was like, holy crap, we got a shot here. We got a real shot.
Well, I talked to him and I asked him to tell me the truth, and Karalus told me the truth. I thought his 4 innings and 3 Rivers, 4 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 9 strikeouts, throwing 95, 97. I thought it was one of the top 2 or 3 performances I've seen in the last 15, 20 years I've been doing this. And it's not a coincidence, but we won 6 out of 9, and Karalus and Brammer pitched in all 6 of those and didn't pitch in the other 3. So that was a big key.
You know, having the 1-2 punch in the bullpen, I feel like it was really nice being the first punch, because anytime I'd come off the field and I left someone out there, they'd go to Brammer, who would then shut it down, which was kind of the most like it puts me at ease because I know I don't have to be absolutely perfect. I can just go out there and do my best, and for however many innings they needed, and that's how I was able to like extend into like 3-inning outings and stuff like that in the playoffs because I still had confidence in him coming in after me and shutting down anything I left out there.
I mean, those guys were rocks, dude. They were guys we could lean on in pretty much any situation coming out of the bullpen. I mean, going back to the core group of guys, those were two guys that were just absolute beasts for us, you know, absolute dogs. And to have two guys that are like that in the bullpen that you can really go to in pretty much any situation, any close game situation, I mean, you can't trade that for anything. It was unbelievable.
When Conrad in Game 4, when Conrad Gregor hit that 3-run home run, everybody just kept saying, hey, don't let up, don't let up, don't let up. And, you know, the minors, they kept chipping away. But the thing was, nobody pressed. As hard as it may seem or hard as it may to believe, nobody pressed. Everybody just kept saying, hey, don't let up, don't let up, don't let up. Even when they kept coming back and they kept chipping away and they kept putting us in pressure situations, I think the experience that we had from everybody and everybody leaning on each other was the thing that allowed us to stay true to what we've been doing, what we have been doing the whole playoffs, and that was stay calm, live in the moment, taking a pitch at a time.
My brain was a tornado that game. You know, I think there were so many instances where you can get carried away or you can lose focus of the moment that is currently going on. And in that game, I mean, we got out to like a 5-6 run lead fairly early on, like the 4th, 5th inning. So, you know, as the catcher in that moment, you got to constantly remind the pitcher and the team to have, you know, the same intensity that got us there in the first place. And then by doing that, we, you know, stay in the moment. We went pitch by pitch. There were some instances where it could have gotten away from us. You know, we were starting to slowly give the lead back, and it got close. Obviously, it got to an 8-7 game in the 9th inning. And just trying to stay in the moment, work pitch by pitch, not get ahead of it. Don't start thinking about the celebration afterwards while you're in the game. But my head through that entire game was just a whirlwind. But just trying to stay focused in the moment at hand was a huge thing to focus on.
It was legitimately an inning-to-inning thing. He goes, hey, if I need you for a jam situation, I'm like, yeah, I'm available. And then I get out of an inning. He goes, you got one more? I'm like, yeah, I got one more. And then I get out of that inning, one more. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Oh, I had one with Brammer. I asked him if he could go 2 innings tonight, and he said yes. And I said, how about 3? And he hesitated for a minute and said, yeah, I can get 3 for you. And I said, well, you're going to get 3 saves tonight. I rolled the dice a little bit in that game. I didn't want to go back to Sussex for a 5th game, and I decided after the 6th inning that I'm going with Brammer, and we're going to either win tonight or we're going to have to come back here. But I had a good feeling that Brammer would step up and do what he had to do.
That was an intense game, dude. It was hard, man. You know, we were battling since the 5th. They were coming back 1 run at a time, and then at the end we were like winning by 1 run, and when the ball got hit to Demetrius, I froze myself on shortstop because I was expecting that he caught the ball, but I didn't know it was that far. And then when I saw him dove for the ball, it was amazing, dude. It was a great thing that I was part of, and I'm very happy to come back for the Jackals and trying to do it again this year.
Bro, I remember that moment. It's crazy. Because when the guy hit the ball like a long drive, I said, oh my God, no way. And I see Demetrius dive to the ball and catch the ball. That's amazing, man. This is really good time. I think that's the best moment I see in the game.
The one versus Sussex, I promise you, I was just like, okay, don't drop the ball. Don't drop the ball, because, you know, it's like a can of corn. But once I caught it, it was just like, hey, your body just goes numb, and, you know, you're just so happy, and, like, you know, I loved it. I loved every part of it.
I think I had 1 out and bases were loaded, so I was a little, you know, a little worried. But I just remember looking at the dugout and seeing all the guys up against the railing, and, you know, just hoping for the best. And I knew if, you know, I did my thing and I made really good pitches low in the zone, I could get a rollover. And then the left fielder, I think Brezueta, who hit the liner off my knee, I knew he was going to look for something hard and something middle. So I knew if I could just spin something, middle of the plate, I could get him out front and he would fly out to right. And that's kind of exactly what happened. And it was a shock to me, as you all know, like I sprinted off the mound into like left field into the bullpen. But that was a really surreal moment in my life.
Man, honestly, that group of guys, everybody always says it, man, your teammates and your coaching staff is what propels you through. But man, I honestly, I can't thank my teammates, our coaching staff, and even our fans enough for everything that has happened, because that year was just special, especially me personally. When I went down middle of the season, didn't know what was going to happen. Like, my teammates and the coaching staff and the fans, they were behind us all. Like, you can't ask for a better situation, you really can't. And that was just something I would never forget. And I just love every bit of it. And I just hope that even though we're in the Frontier League this year, I hope that we can have something special this year. Bring another championship here, Yogi Berra Stadium.
Great team, great memory to have, great group of guys. Just a really special group of guys, and a team that I'm never going to forget that I was a part of.
Well, they're hard to win. I can tell you that. Going into it, we faced two really, really good teams, I thought. But at the same time, I thought we were pretty good too, and it worked out. Can-Am League champions. First time the Jackals have won a Can-Am League championship. I didn't know it until after the game, actually, until I talked to Greg. So it was a really good feeling.